Hey everybody, meteorologist Sarah Gannon here on a First Alert Friday, heading into the long holiday weekend where we are tracking our first major winter snowstorm of this season. And of course, it just happens to be on a holiday weekend. A lot of folks traveling here for Thanksgiving. So hopefully you are at your destination. You're able to hunker down here for the rest of the night, or maybe you're close to your destination and can beat the snow. If you do have travel plans for tomorrow, we are looking at some significant travel impacts to the area, as we'll be looking at some heavy snowfall possible at times. So if you are able to adjust those travel plans and maybe wait a day, head home or head wherever you need to on Sunday, or maybe you can make it to your destination tonight before the snow arrives, that would be the best. So we'll kind of take a look at what we're tracking here when it comes to our winter storm here for tonight into Saturday. We'll kind of go over some timing, impacts, and whatnot, and kind of go through that forecast. So if you happen to be watching on Facebook, feel free to drop any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that there into the comment section. I'll keep an eye on that here for this evening, and we'll kind of go through the forecast at least once, maybe twice, depending on viewership and how many questions there may be. So hoping to kind of give you guys a good in-depth look here at what we're tracking. And again, it's of course it's a holiday, so a lot of folks traveling. But hey, since we're on the topic of Thanksgiving, maybe feel free to let me know where you're watching from, or let me know what your favorite part of Thanksgiving is, you know, that big Thanksgiving meal. So we'll kind of dive here into the forecast in just a second here. All right, got that sent off. Okay, so here's what we're looking at. We do have a first alert day for tonight and for Saturday due to this winter storm. Expecting to see the storm arriving later on this evening. So next couple of hours, we're still okay. But we'll look to see the snow starting after about 9, 10 o'clock, depending on your location. And then we'll look to see just a lot of moderate to heavy snowfall throughout the day on Saturday. And that's when we'll pick up the bulk of our snowfall here for this entire system. We may also have to watch out for some blowing snow concerns when we head towards a late Saturday night into Sunday, or into early Sunday. So we'll kind of take a look at everything that's in store here. So that's kind of a quick glance at what we're tracking here for tonight into tomorrow. We'll start off here with your winter weather alerts. We do have a winter storm warning. This is for all counties highlighted in pink. So this is all of the KTDC viewing area. This is all of southern Minnesota, all of northern Iowa. This does extend into a good chunk of Wisconsin and northern part here. Notice the purple, that's a winter weather advisory. So this does include the Twin Cities metro area through Eau Claire, and then back towards South Dakota. So I can even zoom out a little bit further here so you can see kind of what's being impacted when we look at those alerts. So you can see how that winter storm warning is across all of southern Minnesota, pretty much the majority, outside of a couple counties, of the state of Iowa. This does include that northern half of Illinois into northern Indiana, and even the southern half of Wisconsin, southern portion of Michigan. And then again, the purple indicating that winter weather advisory. So locally for us, that winter storm warning will take effect at midnight tonight and will last through 6 a.m. on Sunday. So this is when we're expecting to see those impacts here for the region. So right now, when we look at future track radar is indicating we should be seeing some snow moving in. We do have kind of a bit of some dry air close to the surface, so while radar is picking up that snow, it's not making it to the ground. I'm going to flip on surface observations here, and I'll zoom out just a tad so we can kind of see where we're seeing that confirmation. So we can already see here, notice how we have Austin, Albert Lee, Mason City, Charles City, Algona, where theoretically there should be maybe some snow falling. Sensors not indicating that snowfall. However, western Minnesota, far northwestern Iowa, notice how we're seeing that indication that that snowfall is starting to make it there. So Redwood Falls, Marshall area, Worthington, Fairmont in Minnesota, Spencer, Iowa, we're seeing those confirmations that that snow making it to the ground. So We are seeing that snow. It'll take just a little bit longer here for that snowfall to make it into our neck of the woods, kind of get to that I-35 corridor and continue to move to the east. So expecting to see that snowfall continue to expand as the night progresses, as the evening progresses. Kind of looking at a snowfall timeline here for tonight and tomorrow. Again, we'll start to see that light snowfall arrive 9, 10, 11 o'clock here tonight in the area, starting as light snow. So we'll see kind of that light snow beginning. So if you are maybe getting into town late tonight trying to beat that snow, even if it just starts, I think things will be okay. It'll be manageable. After about midnight, we may start to see some pockets of moderate snowfall kind of moving in there. So overnight, midnight through about 6 a.m., light to moderate snowfall is expected. Some spots maybe even see kind of a brief lull, a little bit of a break in that snow action. As we move into the daytime hours of Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon into the evening hours, so about 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. This is when we'll pick up the bulk of that snowfall. We'll see moderate to heavy snowfall during that time period. National Weather Service, I've seen even indicate that some spots where we have that heavy snow falling, we may even see some snowfall rates up to an inch per hour. So that will be very interesting to see where that heavy snow kind of sets up and what areas maybe see that quick intensity, those quick bursts of that heavy snowfall that gives us those higher rates that will help rack up those snow totals more quickly and increase some of those totals in the area. So once we hit about dinner time, we'll start to see that snow kind of lightening up a little bit for the rest of the evening. Snow, I think, will gradually begin to taper off after about 9 at 10 o'clock tomorrow evening. So by midnight, I think we're pretty much done for with the snow. We will be seeing the winds picking up, though, during Saturday late afternoon, evening hours, and then extending into early Sunday there. So that's where we will then have that concern for some blowing snow in the region. So let's put things into motion with Future Track here. I'm just going to grab a quick sip of water. Looking at Future Track here, again, the white, kind of that lighter snow, maybe some flurries, and then we get more of those darker blues indicating more of that heavy snowfall. So as we kind of watch Future Track go through, that's what you can take note of. You can watch those temperatures. They'll pretty much stay consistent into the 20s here for tonight and tomorrow. Also in the top corner under that timestamp, we have wind speeds. So you can keep an eye on what wind speeds will look like throughout tonight and tomorrow, and you can start to see where those wind speeds pick up heading into Saturday evening. So when it comes to Future Track here, again, we have to overcome that little bit of dry air initially. So we'll see more of that snow becoming more widespread heading towards about 10, 11 o'clock midnight tonight once that snow starts initially, about 8, 9, 10 o'clock. Again, kind of moving from west to east. So overnight, notice how we see maybe more light snow, and I can back this up here and kind of go more slowly here, but notice how we see more of that white, more of the lighter blue, maybe even a couple breaks at times. So again, light snow expected overnight here, maybe some pockets of moderate snowfall, and after about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, we'll start to see that snowfall kind of increase in intensity. So we'll be looking at more darker colors here for that snowfall. So we'll see more moderate to heavy snow throughout the morning, and that will continue through about the lunch hour here at noontime. And then this will continue into the afternoon and early evening hours. So we'll pause here at about 6 o'clock. Wind speeds during the day should be pretty manageable, maybe about 5 to 15 miles per hour, so not too bad. It'll be that snow intensity that we have to watch out for. We get those pockets of heavy snowfall, and again, we may even see some isolated spots that do see snowfall rates upwards of an inch per hour at times. So that will kind of be that big concern for the day. Then we head into the evening hours. This is where you'll want to watch that snow as it starts to taper off. We kind of transition from those darker blues to those lighter blues. And then we start to watch those wind speeds increase for the area. So I'll pause it here at about midnight. So by about midnight, I think we're pretty much done with the snow. As that snow, again, snow wrapping up, lightening up throughout the late evening. Wind speeds will start to increase, so we'll look at gusts upwards of 20 to about 30 miles per hour. Some spots maybe 25 to 35 miles per hour. So that's where we'll have that concern heading into late Saturday into early Sunday for blowing snow. Now, if you're staying in town, if you're in city limits, blowing snow, probably not a big concern for the area. But if you're leaving city limits, if you're heading out of town, if you're on those open highways, interstates, those open rural roads, that's where we'll have that greatest potential to see any possible blowing snow. And I don't think it'll be widespread. I think it'll be maybe more of those prone areas that tend to see blowing snow, even if winds pick up just a little bit. We all know that those trouble spots on some of our local roads where if the winds are blowing, doesn't matter how strong or how weak they are, there's always just a little bit of blowing snow. So we'll see that potential heading into Saturday night. As we kind of fast forward here into Sunday morning, there may be a few lingering flurries here for Sunday morning, but in terms of snowfall, we're done. Maybe a couple flurries, but the system itself is done and well off to the east. So we'll be looking at quiet skies all throughout Sunday morning and Sunday evening. So we will still see those breezy winds throughout the day on Sunday, so blowing snow probably our concern then. But road conditions should begin to improve throughout the day on Sunday. So that will be some good news for the area as we push out this system. One thing of note for Sunday, heading into early next week, is we will be bringing in a blast of Arctic air. So I'm going to quick kind of take a pause on our snow system, quick jump to Sunday and into early next week. So this is a quick look at some wind chill values. We'll be looking at that blast of Arctic air. So high temperatures will be into the teens. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Sunday morning and Monday morning, looking at wind chill values into the single digits to single digits below zero. So we'll be looking at sub-zero possible wind chills come early Monday morning. So quick glance there at what Sunday may hold, or Sunday into early next week may hold in terms of temperature-wise. It'll get chilly, but we'll rebound. We'll bounce back. Let me take a pause here from this. I'll check on the comments. Okay, a few questions on snow totals. We're going to talk about that right now. Okay, snowfall amounts, snow totals. I think models have been a little bit more consistent here over the last handful of hours on snowfall totals. Kind of what I was looking at here this afternoon compared to what Chief Meteorologist Nick Jansen was looking at last night. I think they're relatively similar, so that's good news that the models are being consistent when it comes to totals. So just kind of a zoomed out look here first at snowfall amounts. Heaviest of that snow should stay just to our southern edge. I do think central Iowa, so that I-80 corridor, likely seeing the most significant totals for the area. I think they will kind of take the brunt of this storm system. We'll kind of take a zoom in here locally at some of those snowfall amounts. So I-90 and north, looking at more of those lighter amounts, lesser amounts. Totals are expected to increase as we head south of I-90. So we're going to start to the north here. Red Wing area, maybe about 3 to 6 or so, as we take a look at Zumbrota, Rochester area, Mazeppa, Plainview, Winona, St. Charles, Lewiston, roughly about 5 to 9 for those snow totals. Lake City, Wabasha, maybe about 4 to 8. So essentially the northern part, so Highway 14 north, especially kind of in that core county or two, I'd say roughly about 4 to 9. Kind of wider ranges, but if we do see a slight push north maybe in that storm track here, and those totals could easily be on those higher ends, but if we see just a slight shift south, we may see lower ends. So a little bit of a kind of broader range for totals here with this system. As we head a little south, this is kind of the I-90 area. Again, Rochester area, I think, could be looking at about 5 to 9 inches of snowfall. So definitely shovelable snow. Probably some good work for plows here tonight into tomorrow. Looking at kind of the I-90 region, so Stewartville, Chatfield area there. Freeborn about 5 to 9. Grand Meadow, Austin, Albert Lee about 6 to 10 inches of snowfall. Adams, Spring Valley, Preston, Harmony area could be about 6 to 9, 7 to 10 inches or so when it comes to totals there. And then as we head south into northern Iowa, this is where we'll see those heaviest snowfall amounts. So I do think a lot of spots along that Highway 18 corridor there in North Iowa, expecting to pick up the bulk, the highest totals here for our local area. Could be anywhere from about 8 inches of snowfall upwards of a foot of snow. And again, just any slight movement in that storm track could push those totals on the lighter side or on the heavier side. So if you're in the Cresco area, maybe about 6 to 10, Decorah, Alma, Osage, Northwood, Forest City, roughly about 7 to 11 inches of snowfall there. So this will be a major system. This will be a good, healthy amount of snowfall here in one system. It's, excuse me, it's been a little while since we've had kind of a significant system like this moving through the region. So, hey, if you're ready for the snowfall, bring it on. It is here. It is going to move in. We'll take a look at some of those travel impacts because I know it is a busy holiday weekend. It is a busy travel weekend for a lot of folks. So if you are, hopefully you're able to beat that snow and get to your destination here this evening. If not, I would advise not traveling if you don't have to tomorrow. There will be some very impactful travel concerns for tomorrow due to that heavy snow, and again, the potential for some stronger winds come later Saturday. If you're able to push off that travel until Sunday, I'd say that's probably going to be the safest, best bet, just to be kind of on the safe side. So looking at tonight, again, initially light snow to start off with, but if you're doing any overnight traveling, I think as that snowfall starts to pick up in intensity, we'll start to see those road conditions begin to deteriorate quickly. So I think maybe that first hour or two, as that snow starts to stick to the ground, then we'll start to see those road conditions deteriorate. So snow again starting after about 9, 10 o'clock here tonight, starting as light to moderate snowfall. That will be the case overnight. Heading into Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon, moderate to heavy snowfall is expected. Daytime hours for Saturday, I think most of the wind should be about roughly 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then as we head towards Saturday evening, the winds strengthening here, and we'll be looking at those wind speeds anywhere from around 15 to 30 miles per hour. So, and that does include the gusts upwards of about 30 or so miles per hour. So that's where we'll have that concern then for potential for some blowing snow. And again, if you're in town, blowing snow shouldn't be a huge concern. Of course, you'll have the snow-covered roads, but if you are leaving town, if you're on the open highways, interstates, open county roads, those rural areas, that's where we'll have the greater concern for any blowing snow for the region. So those are kind of those big impacts that we are expecting with this system. So I'll jump over on Facebook again to see if there's any more comments. Wendy and Nancy, you guys have good ideas here for the snow. Stay inside, do some puzzles, watch some movies. I like that. That's my kind of thinking. You guys are thinking right here with this system. Definitely a good weekend if you can, a good evening to stick inside even tomorrow too. Kids should probably be pretty excited about having that snow, be able to make some snowmen, have some snowball fights, something like that. So Wendy and Melissa are asking about totals for Wabasha, Winona. We can jump back over to our snowfall forecast. Wabasha area, I think about 4 to 8. Winona, about 5 to 9 inches, you guys. So that's kind of what we're looking at for estimated totals. Again, north of I-90, I think those totals should be on the lesser side, those lower totals. But again, still, this is a system where everybody is going to have to shovel in one way, shape, or form. I think especially as you head further south, snowblower may come in handy, might help ease that work a little bit. So just be careful if you do have to travel, and even as you start cleanup, take it easy. You know, take some breaks when it comes to shoveling. I've also heard of some people kind of pacing themselves too, and kind of trying to keep up with the snow, and every couple hours just kind of do a quick pass on the driveway or the walkway or something. I've heard that kind of helps too. Makes for a little bit lighter work. You're out more frequently, but makes for some lighter work. We'll kind of go over those totals again. Zumbrota, Mazeppa, Plainview area, Lewiston, St. Charles, maybe about 5 to 9 inches of snowfall. If you're over in my neck of the woods, Kenyon area, possibly about 5 to 8 inches of snowfall. We'll kind of go through the midsection again. Rochester, Stewartville, Casson, Dodge Center, Blooming Prairie, Chatfield area, about 5 to 9 inches of snowfall. Pine Island, about 4 to 8. Same for the Owatonna area. And then totals start to increase as we head towards the lower part of I-90 and into northern Iowa. So kind of that lower tier, most southern tier of counties in Minnesota. This is where we'll start to see those totals kind of adding up a bit more. Albert Lee, Austin, Grand Meadow, Spring Valley, Preston, Harmony, Adams area, about 5 to 10, 7 to 10 inches of snowfall is expected. And then we'll kind of move into northern Iowa here. Cresco area, about 6 to 10. About Forest City, Northwood, Osage, Elma, Decorah, about 7 to 11. 6 to 10, 7 to 11. And then southernmost tier of counties in our viewing area. So that's second row of counties in North Iowa. So the Highway 18 corridor. We'll be looking at roughly about 8 to 12 inches. So some spots may be getting pretty close to a foot of snow here with this system. So Garner, Iowa, Mason City, Norris Springs, Charles City, Iowa, New Hampton, roughly about 8 to 12 inches of snow. Chad asking about Sunday. Chad, the good news is Sunday is looking much quieter for the region. I do think there could be maybe a little bit of blowing snow, especially if you're out in more of those open rural areas. We'll just kind of hop through Future Track again. And I'll specifically highlight Sunday. So we'll start here midnight Sunday morning. I think the snowfall is pretty much done for when it comes to the midnight time frame. I think midnight's kind of our rough end time, give or take an hour or two, again, depending on where you're located here. But overnight, so early Sunday morning, maybe some flurries there for the morning hours, but otherwise, things much quieter come Sunday. I think Sunday will give plow drivers some good time to kind of catch up and kind of continue to keep working on removing that snow from those roads. I'd say if you're traveling earlier in the morning, there still could be some trouble spots as plows work to clean up the roads. Later in the day Sunday, I think roads will be a lot better, but as a whole, it'll be quiet. Some sunshine may be possible throughout the days. Temperatures will be on the chilly side for Sunday. I'll back this up here just a smidge. There we go. Afternoon highs on Sunday, I'd say upper teens, maybe some low 20s. But as a whole, much quieter for us in southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. Partly sunny skies to mostly cloudy. Again, travel-wise, I'd still expect there to be some issues early Sunday morning if you're trying to get out the door and get going early in the day. If you're able to wait till about mid to late morning, especially into the afternoon, I think things will be much more settled. Winds will still be breezy on Sunday. I think we could still be looking at some gusts of 20 to 25 miles per hour throughout the day on Sunday. So again, more of those open areas, prone to blowing snow, that may be a concern. But we're done with the snow. Winds will start to lighten up come late Sunday. So by Monday, we should be looking at some lighter winds for the area. So I hope that answers your question. Just checking. If anyone else has any other questions or wants me to go over anything another time here before I hop off the stream tonight, definitely let me know. Charles is watching from Albert Lee. Hi, Charles. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Someone's asking about snowfall amounts in the morning if we have to commute. I would say by the morning hours, maybe about 1 to 3 roughly. Again, I'd say if you're closer to north of 14, I'd say like morning hours, like that 6, by about 6, 7 a.m., I would say probably about 1 to 2 if you're north of I-90 or north of Highway 14, northern Iowa area, I'd say maybe about 2 to 4 potentially. So I'd say anywhere from 1 to 3, 1 to 4 inches by that morning commute tomorrow. But from about 6 a.m. to about 6 p.m. tomorrow, I think that's when we'll pick up the bulk of our snowfall as we start to get those moderate to heavy bands of snowfall moving through, and especially those heavy bands of snow is when we'll pick up. We'll have those. We'll have more of that reduced visibility, and we'll have those potentially higher snowfall rates and. All right. I think that kind of answers the questions that we have so far, at least from what I'm seeing. But I'm more than happy. We still have quite a few people still watching. So I'm more than happy to kind of go over the forecast one more time. Kind of walk through some of those alerts again here quick. Okay, so the alerts that we're looking at here for tonight, or through this weekend, starting midnight tonight through 6 a.m. Sunday, we have that winter storm warning. So this is all of southern Minnesota, all of northern Iowa. These are the counties highlighted in pink. So this is where we're expecting to see the greatest impacts, higher snowfall amounts across southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. So the main difference between this system and the system we had pre-Thanksgiving was wind was that concern. This time around, it's going to be the snow. That's our main concern. Obviously, if you've been watching for a little bit, we've talked about the wind a bit. There's potential for some maybe some areas of blowing snow come late Saturday into early Sunday. So wind, a little bit of a factor. Not expected the entire system like what we had last time. This time we get the snow. That's the main concern. And then we kind of follow it up at the tail end with a little wind. But the biggest thing is here, make sure your snow blowers are ready, your shovels are ready. You've got the salt maybe ready to go for the sidewalk, the steps, just making sure that you're prepared. And I know the hard part here with it being the holidays and a lot of folks traveling, trying to make sure you're getting to and from your destination safely. I'd say if you can avoid traveling tomorrow, I would say that's going to be the best thing to do. I know sometimes we can't avoid it, so if you do have to travel tomorrow, use some extra caution, really slow down, don't use that cruise control. I'll flip on travel impacts. We'll talk about that since we're on the subject. But again, if you do have to travel, make sure you've got just kind of that kind of ready bag, I guess. I'm not really sure what you'd call it, but having the extra blankets in case you get stuck. Kind of those snacks, extra gloves, scarves, mittens, things like that. That in the case that you do maybe get stuck or something like that, then you're prepared. You're able to stay warm. I hope none of that happens, but I know with it being a busy travel couple of days, travel weekend, sometimes things happen. So The concern, blowing snow won't be a big concern until later Saturday evening into early Saturday. We'll be looking at some gusts upwards of 25 to 35 miles per hour on the high side. I'd say roughly about 20 to 30 more likely. So if you're in city limits, just kind of running to the grocery store, running across town to grandma's house or something for any plans late Saturday or Sunday. Shouldn't be seeing too many impacts. But if you are outside of city limits, on the highway, freeway, rural areas, those county roads, whatnot, that's where we'll see the greater potential for any blowing snow to happen on Saturday evening into early Sunday. And the good news is by midnight, snowfall should be done. There may be a few flurries into Sunday morning, but the snow will be done by Sunday. Things will be a lot quieter. We may still have that lingering snow still on the road. So if you are heading out the door bright and early Sunday, just use some caution. Expect there to still be some snow on some of those roads, maybe partially covered by then. But we'll just kind of have to wait and see how plow drivers are able to kind of keep up with that snow. But hey, a big shout out to all of our plow drivers, whether you are independent, work for the city, county, state. Big thank you to all of you for all the hard work that you do to help get those roads keep them manageable during the system and then get everything cleaned up. So as someone who's a commuter, big thank you to all the plow drivers out there. So I'm not seeing too much when it comes to questions or anything. So I think I might wrap it up here for the evening if that works. We can run through. I'll run through Future Track one more time here, just to kind of show you guys timing again on how I expect things to kind of play out with this system. So initially, what we're expecting here is the potential for some dry air to kind of delay that initial start time, because Future Track and current radar has been showing that there is snow in the area, but I do think we have some dry air close to the surface, so it's not actually making it to the ground just yet. We're at about 7:15. I'd say by about 8, 9, 10 o'clock, we'll start to see that snowfall making it to the ground, and again, moving from west to east, so areas along the I-35 corridor, probably about 8, 9 o'clock, probably closer to about 9 o'clock, I think, for that initial start time. So I think Rochester area, Highway 52 corridor, by about 10, 11 o'clock here tonight, Mississippi Riverside, probably closer to about midnight, 11 o'clock midnight for snow start time. Putting things into motion overnight, and it might be a little fast. I'll kind of slow things down here. Moving overnight, just expecting more of that light snow. So light snow is expected overnight. Winds should be about 5 to 15 miles per hour, so not any major concerns, but snow will be starting. We already have, with the ground already cold enough, that snow will stick right away to those cooler, grassier surfaces, to the roads. So I think once we start getting snow sticking to the roads, those road conditions will start to deteriorate quickly heading into tonight. So we'll start here Saturday, 6 a.m. through about 6 p.m. This is when we'll pick up the bulk of our snowfall. This is when we'll see moderate to heavy snow in the area. And I think during the day, winds of about 5 to 15, 10 to 20 miles per hour should be expected. So I don't think blowing snow will be a big concern during the day. But as we get pockets of moderate, maybe even bursts of heavy snowfall moving through, visibility will be reduced significantly. So with the snow-covered roads, reduced visibility, we're expecting to see more of those impactful concerns when it comes to road conditions and travel. So more impactful travel throughout the day. So again, kind of playing things out here Saturday morning. Notice all the darker blues moving through the region, so more moderate to heavy snowfall is expected. That continues through the lunch hour. Then as we move into the afternoon, it's still seeing a lot more consistency there, with continuing on with that moderate to heavy snowfall. We'll still see some pockets of moderate to heavy snowfall by the dinner time hour, But after about 6, 7 o'clock, I think we could be looking at that snowfall kind of lightening up, especially after about 9, 10 o'clock. Snowfall will start to diminish and taper off, and then we'll be pretty much in the clear, I think, by about midnight Saturday night. So early Sunday morning then, pretty much done for with snow. I think there maybe could be some lingering flurries overnight, Saturday night into Sunday. Early Sunday morning, I think there could still be some lingering flurries. But notice there how we have wind speeds could be gusting upwards of about 30 miles per hour or so. So that's where we start to bring in that concern for potentially some blowing snow. And if I think we're far enough away from the low that we won't have a super high moisture content. So we could be looking at kind of more of that fluffier snow, which again, as that's blowing around, a lot easier to blow around than that wet, heavy snow. So as we move overnight from Saturday into early Sunday, again, some flurries are possible there before about 8 a.m. And as we move throughout the daytime hours there on Sunday, working on improving those road conditions, wind still blowing around quite a bit with gusts up to about 25, 30 miles per hour possible. We should see some sunshine throughout the day on Sunday, so I think that hopefully will kind of help with things a bit. But I do expect to see some much better conditions come Sunday. Still some rough spots, of course, but I think by early next week, by Monday, we should be close to near normal if things play out correctly and as those plow drivers continue to work through the system to get everything kind of cleaned up. So. Connie's asking about totals for Rochester. Connie, I think we're looking at about 5 to 9 inches of snowfall for the Rochester area. I'll go through snow totals one more time here. So just kind of as a whole, the heaviest totals will stay towards central Iowa. I think a lot of spots down there could be looking at roughly around a foot of snow or so. Closer to home here, kind of looking at our Riverside counties, Red Wing area, kind of on the lower side. Same for the Twin Cities metro area. They could be looking at about 3 to 6 specifically for the Red Wing area. 4 to 8 maybe on the higher side, but I do think about 3 to 6, 3 to 7, something like that for totals there. Lake City, Wabasha, about 4 to 8 inches of snowfall. Kenyon, Zumbrota, Mazeppa, Plainview, St. Charles, Lewiston, Winona area, about 5 to 8, 5 to 9 inches of snowfall. So areas north of I-90, north of Highway 14, looking at more kind of on the lower end for totals for us. Rochester, 5 to 9 inches of snow possible. Same for the Stewartville area. That also goes for Casson, Dodge Center, Blooming Prairie, Freeborn, also Chatfield, roughly about 5 to 9 inches of snowfall. Pine Island, Owatonna, about 4 to 8 maybe possible. Looking at the I-90 region, Grand Meadow, Austin, Albert Lee, and kind of our southern tier of counties there. So Adams, Spring Valley, Preston, Harmony, roughly about 7 to 10 inches of snowfall there. And then as we've moved south into northern Iowa, totals kind of bump up a little bit more from there too. So we could be looking at parts of North Iowa along the Highway 18 corridor, maybe about 8 to 12 inches of snowfall. So about 8 to 12 for Garner, Iowa, Mason City, Norris Springs, Charles City, New Hampton. Spots like Decorah, Cresco could be about 6 to 10, 7 to 11, roughly about 7 to 11 for the Alma, Osage, Northwood, Forest City area. So I think that's what we're kind of looking at here for totals across southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. So I'll kind of go over comments here one more time. I don't think I see anything new. But if you happen to be catching kind of the tail end here of the stream, or happen to watch as I kind of after I wrap up here, still feel free to drop any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that into the comment section. I'll keep an eye on that here this evening, and trying to answer those questions the best I can. So I hope everybody has been having a fabulous Thanksgiving holiday, especially for those who celebrate. Hope everyone's been having a great day, great weekend, start to the long weekend. I know there's a lot of folks out for Black Friday shopping, a lot of deals. So hope everybody has been staying safe, and having a wonderful holiday. And I hope everybody stays safe here as we head towards tonight and tomorrow with the snow. I will be in tomorrow morning, kind of working on things, kind of more behind the scenes. I know we don't have our morning shows anymore, but I'll be here in the Weather Center to keep you guys updated online, on social, and on our First Alert weather app. So if you don't have our First Alert weather app downloaded just yet, get that downloaded. It's free for Apple, Android, Google Play Store. Great handy tool. We'll keep you guys updated with the app pushes, videos, things like that. You can get the forecast, our web article on there. It's a great handy tool to have in your back pocket. And of course, you can use our interactive radar, kind of watch things as it moves along, and kind of track things out too. So good thing to have here. And we'll have kind of team coverage this weekend. I'll be helping out Derek. I'm kind of taking the morning half, and then Derek will be in early in the afternoon to, we'll kind of be catching up on snowfall amounts. So if you do have any snow totals, maybe you wake up in the morning, you're like, let's grab a quick snow total, send it our way. You can send it to weather@kttc.com. You can also join our KTTC photo community group. That's an awesome spot to share those photos of and snowfall reports. I will find the graphic for that and make it easy for you guys to just search it on Facebook. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, a great spot to share some snowfall totals, whether you're just kind of jotting it in that, you know, such and such a town has this amount at such and such a time. Or if you have, can take a quick photo, use a ruler to let us know how much you have in your town at such a given time. That'd be awesome. Great spot to share it here is our KTTC Weather Photo Community Group. Search that in Facebook to request to join, and then I'll keep an eye on that here tonight and tomorrow to let you guys in, so you guys can share your snow totals and share kind of what's happening with this system. And then the more snow totals that we can get, then we can keep you guys updated throughout the day on what spots have what amounts and kind of how we're moving. And of course, it'll help kind of at the end of the system too to see, just kind of tally up some of those totals from around southern Minnesota, northern Iowa. So I think that kind of does it. So hope everybody has a safe and happy rest of your Thanksgiving holiday. Please stay safe here tonight and tomorrow. If you do have to travel, use extra caution. Just kind of plan for some difficult travel in the area due to the snow as it moves through. So hope everybody has been, hopefully I got all your questions answered. But again, feel free to drop any other additional questions or things like that into the comment section. I'll keep an eye on that here tonight to get back to you. So again, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And your First Alert Weather team has you covered here tonight, tomorrow, all weekend long with this system. So stay safe, everybody. Have a good one.